Hi, I'm Louise from OTGrow and welcome to our YouTube channel. Here we discuss different tools, tips, and techniques so that you can become a more effective group therapist or group facilitator. So a question that I'm often asked at training is, what materials should I buy? And this is especially for therapists that are starting out and they want to have all the materials available that they might need for their groups. Also, we work in the MPO sector, and often then there is nothing available in communities. We move into halls and things, and then we take these massive two big crates, and we have all our materials that we may need in that, and we just take that along. Even for our OTGrow training, we have these containers, and we take them along so that we know for sure that the materials that we require, we will have at hand. So I often recommend for therapists to have a cupboard in their uh, office or wherever their group room is, and to have these materials close at hand so that at any stage in any group you can literally pull a rabbit out of a hat and you'll have materials for the majority of activities that you would like to present. So one of the things about the interactive group model is to know that we need to follow the group process. So if you come in and you think you're going to be presenting a group around boundaries, because that's what the group identified, you have an activity prepared for that, you have all your materials, and as you start checking in with clients, doing warm-ups, it becomes really obvious that there's been a massive conflict and they're actually wanting to deal with forgiveness. And so turning on a dime becomes really important for group therapists. How do I change, let go of my goal, because this is the most urgent need of my clients, of the group? And remember, if we want the group to take ownership and full responsibility of the healing journey, we need to allow them to be able to say, but this is the need now. And so in that moment, it is for the group facilitator to stand back and say, all right, so how can I change what I had planned, or what do I have in my cupboard that I can come up with an activity without too much delay to present while still being able to meet the need of the group? And so through the years, we have come to see if you have these basic materials, a lot of activities can be covered with those basic materials. And so if you want the full list, I'm going to suggest that you just pop us an email, and you can send it to otgrow@gmail.com, and we will send you back the list of all the materials that we have in our crates that cover a wide variety of activities. But I'm going to just quickly go through the list so that you can have a look at what do you think are possible activities or materials that you can add to your box to make sure that you are able to present a lot of activities. All right, so first of all is kind of your craft materials. So with that, we include things like poster boards. What are they going to make the craft on or with? So large A2 cardboard poster boards. You can cut those into circles for mandalas if you need to. They are very versatile. You can add a couple of sheets and make a long poster if you're going to be working with something like I have value or I have impact, an activity around that. So poster boards, A2 poster boards, important. Newsprint, also really versatile, can use it in a whole host of different ways. So I would have the poster boards and the newsprint, and then your different papers. So just a ream of paper that's white, but also to have colored papers. So you get these reams, and they've got brightly colored papers, and then some with pastel colors and black paper. So we generally have that available in our box. Also little sticky notes, or A4 papers that you've cut into 8. So it's smaller little papers, and have a whole stack for those because often they come in very handy when you do a lot of activities. And then what are you going to be writing or drawing with? So watercolor paint, normal craft paint, maybe food coloring, even bleach and tea makes really great for contrasting things. So those can be in your box. then all the things that you need for painting. So glass or plastic mugs or yogurt tubs that you can wash your brushes in. Maybe you want earbuds that you can use also for painting with. Yeah, and then maybe a plastic plate that we use as palettes for people to mix their colors in. All right, so, and then scissors, glues, and magazines for collages, making group posters or individual collages or collages within partners. Those really work well. I think I did mention pastels. I want to categorically state, I don't like coloring in pencils and I don't like blue or black pens. I would much rather give colored pens and colored fine liners, and then Cokies, and even those nice thick Cokies, if people must write quickly, or I find those work exceptionally well. All right, and then what are the type of things that you're going to need for warm-up? So we have hula hoops, we have scarves. Scarves are wonderful. You can use them as blindfolds, different color, different textures, so they can be used with movement. They can be used to tie hands up together for scavenger hunts. So they are so versatile. I definitely would recommend a whole host of different scarves. Masking tape, stickers. Stickers also work well. You can write things on them, use them for a whole host of different activities. And then newspaper, also nice to use to paint, to put your paper on, and then you can paint without worrying that it messes. But also for our island activity, you can roll them up and use them as a way to almost like a hockey stick. So newspapers are really great to have in your box. And then extra type of things, balloons, string, candles, marbles, envelopes. Those are things that you can use so easily and quickly if the need arises. Projective technique cards. So OTGrow also sells projective technique cards if you don't have. It's just so handy. They are so versatile. You can use them in a number of different ways. And then also different poems that you can just have and hand everybody out a poem that you can use again as a springboard for a psychodrama, as a springboard for a group to kind of take different elements and write their own poem. So that really is great. And then a plastic tablecloth, because that also helps you in a whole host of different situations. If there's messy things that you can not have to worry about messing. And then specifically the Get to Know You game, we also make sure that there's one in each box, because those are used so often. And we've got different questions. So we've got kind of a Get to Know You for more team building. So those will be more work related. We have questions for just a general group where people need to get to know each other. And then we have questions that are slightly more superficial when we work with clients with intellectual disability and who can't think abstractly. So there are different questions, and as you go along, you can add to your box. But I think if you have all the things I've mentioned now, you're going to be amazed at how much you are able to cover. And then only if there's a very specific goal and you need to plan something and you don't have it, you can just go out and buy those specific things and add it to your box. All right, so I hope that gives you at least some ideas. You can see where are you quite have enough materials and which areas you might not have included, and to buy materials for that specific category. So pop us a comment. What of these materials are you wondering about? What can we add? Maybe you've got some suggestions of materials you use a lot that isn't on this list. And again, if you want to just reach out to us and ask us to send you an email with that list, please do so in the comments. All right. And in the meantime, happy facilitating.